Hello everyone, my name is Leo and in this video we will share a demo review of the MOOER GE 1000. First of all, we will hear the unit in action with a double demo song, then we will describe the main characteristics of the unit, then we will hear more sounds in a dedicated section of this video, and finally I will give you my 2 cents. Let's start! Let's now describe the MOOER GE 1000. We have 52 classic preamps, 28 boutique preamps, 26 boutique full heads, 11 power amps. So here we have some interesting possibilities, as we can use this unit just like a power amp and a cab simulation, coupling it with an external valve preamp like the Revolt or the Victory V4, or on the other hand we can use the G1000 as a preamp and effect unit, coupling it with a power amp and a cabinet, or of course we can use it as a full amp modeler and effect unit. Let me also say that there are some amps that are available both as classic preamps, as boutique preamps and as boutique full heads, like the Fender Bassman. I found, generally speaking, more pleasing the boutique full head. I don't know if it is just an impression, but you may want to check out yourself the tonal differences with the second demo song, or the more sound section of this video. On the other hand, if you use a preamp coupled with a power amp block, you have more tonal variations at your disposal, as you can, for instance, also change the presence, the bias, and of course, the type of tubes you want to use. As I said, I found the full boutique head as the more enjoyable, but I would suggest you to try yourself to find out which one you prefer. Furthermore, the unit includes 25 classic cabinets, 54 boutique ones, and you can load your own IRs in 8 user slots. Both the cabinets and the IRs can be added up to 2048 sample points. As far as I understood, the cab block is pretty straightforward and does not allow us to choose the type of mic or its position across the cabinet, like for instance you can do in the G300. We can simply decide the amount of early reflection and we can apply a low and high pass filter. Lastly, in terms of amps and cabs, I would mention that the G1000 can load profiles created with the MOOER GE Labs app, which is quite a cool feature, and in fact you can also download my own profiles for free from the MOOER website. And you have heard my Plexi profile in action in the demo song. Then of course we have tons of effects with compressions, filters, overdrives, distortions, EQ, modulations, delays and reverbs. Here I would point out a pretty cool new feature, which is an AI-driven EQ. Basically, you select the genre, among pop, jazz, rock, etc., the type of sound, I mean clean, drive or distorted, then you play some riffs and the AI performs its magic, proposing you a specific EQ setup. Let's check it out in action. Now, I think it has done a pretty good job, but of course each of us could have his own opinion. Nevertheless, I think it's a very clever idea, and I think AI should really become more vastly used in these devices. Of course, we have profiles like Tonix or NAM, which are AI based. Now we have DCQ, but I think that this concept could be expanded even further. For instance, we may have an AI prompt-driven modeler. I mean, you have a prompt and you can write, build a signal chain to obtain the lead tone used by Joe Satriani in Always With Me, Always With You. And boom, the modeler builds the signal chain with the amp, the cab, the delays, reverbs, etc. How cool would it be? And by the way, why nobody has thought about this feature? Come on, modelers builder, give us something similar. In terms of signal chain, the G1000 runs a chain of 14 simultaneous effects blocks that we can arrange in whatever position we want, also repeating how many times we want the same effect blocks. For instance, having 3 distortions in series. So this is a pretty long signal chain. The only drawback is that we cannot have parallel effects. I mean, for instance, we cannot place 2 amps in parallel or 2 delays in parallel. Other than that, I think that the signal chain is pretty powerful. Then we have what MOOER calls Groove Station, which is a drum machine and a looper that we can synchronize each with the other. The looper offers 8 minutes of recording time, which is a pretty big number compared to other units in this price range. In terms of features, I would also mention the 5 foot switches that are pretty nice in such a small unit, and you can also use the MOOER wireless foot switch if you want. The G1000 supports Bluetooth connections to play audio material from other devices like smartphones or tablets. Then we have a 5 inches touchscreen coupled with 14 buttons below the screen, which provide us with direct access to each effect block. I think this is a pretty user-friendly way to access each effect without diving into the menu. Let's now talk about the I/O. We have a guitar input, a stereo effect loop via TRS jacks, balanced and unbalanced stereo output, an headphone out and a MIDI jack that can be a MIDI input or an output. And please notice that the effect return can also be used as an aux-in input. The unit can serve as a 2x2 channels audio interface via USB-C. It manages sample rates at 24 bits and 44.1 until 192 kHz sample rates. The last cool feature I would mention is that we have 2 G1000 versions. One of them, like this one that I have here, is battery powered, which is a super handy feature, something similar to what the ME90 offers, even if here we have a 4750 mAh rechargeable battery, which is cool. The battery lasts 6 hours, requiring 2.5 hours to be recharged. The weight is 1.9 kilos, that becomes 2.1 for the battery powered unit. And I have to say that this unit feels pretty sturdy. The regular G1000 draws 1 ampere, where the battery power one, this one, draws 3 amperes. Both the unit runs at 9 volts. And finally the prices are 485 euros or $528 and 555 euros or $599 for the battery powered unit. Let's now hear some more sounds. Final considerations here, and please notice that these are my personal opinions for my specific use cases, and you may not agree with me, and this is totally fine. Furthermore, Moore has sent me this unit for free, but they are not asking me to say anything, and this video is not paid or sponsored. Let's talk about the pros and cons of the unit. The pros. Well, first of all, and most important, the possibility to load profiles created with the MOOER GE Labs app is a killer feature in my opinion. For instance, I love my own profiles that you can download for free from the MOOER website. And there are many others that you can try out for free. As I said, for the Tonix or the Quad Cortex or the Camper, the possibility to profile your amp and load it in this device is really cool. Another pro I would mention is the possibility to purchase the unit battery powered. This is very handy. As I said for the Boss ME90, at the beginning I thought it was an unnecessary feature, but the more I use battery-powered devices, the more I love them. Lastly, I would mention the AI-powered EQ. Now, here we may have different opinions about how much effective this feature is, but this is nonetheless a very clever solution, and I really hope that modelers, builders will find ways to integrate more and more AI-powered features in these devices. As I said, for instance, it would be very cool to have a prompt where you can describe the sound you want and then the unit create the effect chain, setting also up all the parameters. Or even cooler, you load a song in a device like this and the unit extract just the guitar sound and create a signal chain replicating it. How cool would it be? Come on, this is the future. One special mention for the build quality. This unit is quite heavy and for its dimension, and it feels really solid. Of course, we have to wait the proof of time, but as I said, it feels pretty sturdy. And now the cons. I would mention the cabinet section, which is missing the possibility to select specific mics and their position across the cabinet. Then I would mention that we cannot load parallel effects chains. Maybe these features will be added in a flagship unit by Mooer, as for instance the mic selection is available in the MOOER GE 300. The last cons I would mention is related to the GE Labs app, as it runs only on tablets or phones, and there is not a version for the Mac or the PC. I really hope that Mooer will release a version for the computer. As you know, using a tablet and having to connect it to my audio interfaces, my audio gear, is really a nightmare. All in all, well, I think this unit offers some pretty cool features that I really appreciate considering the price, that are the profile loader and the AI-driven EQ, offering a quite compelling package if you don't need parallel signal chains or you are not an heavy cab and mic tweaker. But now it's your turn. What do you think about this device? What do you think about AI-driven features? Should gear builders take AI more seriously, considering the evolution happened in the last years? Please let me know your precious and valuable opinions in the comment section below. We have now reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell and leave a thumb up, as it would be of a great help. If you're interested in my IRs or my Camper or Tonix profiles, you can check out the link in the card above or the description below, where there is also a link to a playlist of songs of mine. Thank you so much for watching and see you soon. Bye bye.